What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Side Tangent. It's your boy Jared,
and I'm Parker. I don't know if you know this, but when you make like a rocket out of a 7-Up bottle, wow, that took a while to get out of. If you make a rocket out of a 7-Up bottle, which like you do in class, but then you make the cone metal, it can pierce the hood of a car.
Well, what's in the rocket?
Just water.
How does that work?
Well, you do that in class. You get like one of those giant soda bottles, and if you fill it half with water and then the rest with compressed air, it shoots up. But
then on the top there's a metal cone?
Yeah, you're supposed to do like cardboard, but a kid in our class did like sheet metal, and then it pierced the hood of one of the teacher's cars.
Have I told the... That's crazy, by the way. It's crazy that you just teach kids this, and they wonder why. Never mind. Did I talk about the Nerf dart chicken story on this podcast before? You've heard the story. But...
I've heard the story. Tell it again.
Okay, I'll tell it again. If I had done it before, then that means you're a loyal fan and you've been watching these. You had nothing better to do than to watch our podcast. I served my mission, and one thing that was really popular on my mission was that during our P days, for those who aren't members of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, P Day is like when missionaries just kind of like their off day. One thing that was really popular was a lot of missionaries like using like Nerf darts or shooting Nerf guns, and a couple people took it a step further by getting PVC pipe and then putting the Nerf dart inside there and then shooting it. People took it even a step further by getting a copper pipe. Dude, I feel off my game right now.
It's fine.
They took it a step further by getting a copper pipe, and we're balling on a missionary budget. So a lot of people would just get knockoff Nerf darts that had a harder piece of plastic at the end, and those things would fire, like it would put dents in the wall. It was really dangerous, honestly, to have the copper pipe with those knockoff Nerf darts. Fast forward, we're grabbing a companionship of missionaries. We have a car, they didn't. We're picking them up, and they were living in the basement apartment of someone else's house. And so you know how there's like those window wells whenever. So there's a window well, and they were taking forever to come out. Come to find out is that it's because they had a chicken stuck inside the window well, and it couldn't get itself out. And for some reason, and honestly, this is on me, I should have questioned them a little bit more about how hard they tried to get the chicken out of the window well. But they thought the best thing that they could do was put the chicken out of its misery because they couldn't get it out, and it was going to stay in there, and they didn't want it to starve to death. Honestly, it gets worse and worse the more the more I get into the story of like all the things they could have done to get this freaking chicken out. They decided that they had to kill the chicken, and so they opened the window, put the house cat in there to try to eat the chicken. Which, number one, why didn't they just take the chicken out from there?
I've like you can pick up chickens.
Yeah, they're not dangerous. Anyways, they tried a bunch of other things. Their last-ditch effort was that they were going to try to shoot the chicken with the copper pipe and Nerf dart. And so the one guy grabs the copper pipe, just hits it right in the head and just knocks out the chicken. And then they open up the window again and take the chicken out. And that's when I finally clicked to me, because I was waiting in the car during this time. It finally clicked to me. I'm like, well, why didn't you guys just pick up the chicken there? And then the guy's holding what we thought was a dead chicken. This is important later. And he's like, I didn't think of that.
That's great.
And then I was like, all right, until he puts the chicken down, and then it starts to walk. But it was like, they like paralyzed it or something. It was not walking straight. And so we left and we said, we'll come back. You guys figure out what to do with this chicken. He tried strangling it, apparently. And eventually, I forget what they did, but they eventually killed the chicken. And I jokingly told them that, hey, save it and then we'll have a burial for it and a memorial for it. Obviously a joke. I come back a week later, and they were like, hey, we still have that chicken. I'm like, what chicken? It's like, they put it in the freaking freezer because they thought that I was serious about burying it. And I'm like, throw it away. And yeah. I think the moral story of both of the anecdotes here is that kids have a lot more access to weapons than we give credit for. And it makes the Codename Kids Next Door a lot more feasible.
So true. You know the YouTube channel Corridor Crew? They do like special effect movies.
Yes.
One of them made a Nerf gun. It had like an air tank, and I think it might have had like a metal barrel, and it had like a drill as the trigger and stuff like that. It was so powerful. He put like a target in front of a car, and he shot it. It went through the target, through both windows of the car, and out the other
Was
side.
it a regular Nerf dart?
It was a regular Nerf dart.
How did the Nerf dart survive that?
I don't know.
I believe you. That's crazy.
Maybe I missed the part where he like somehow reinforced it, but it looked like it looked like a normal Nerf dart.
It reminds me of MythBusters when they try to make a contraption to catch an arrow, which is physically impossible.
Yes.
So if anyone, don't trust the movies, kids. Speaking of movies, we've been a little busy when it came to entertainment and movies. We both saw the new Spider-Man movie. Mm-hmm. Thoughts?
I was about to say, like, is this a spoiler? But statistically, apparently, the majority of everyone has already seen it. So, because of how popular it's going.
I think it surpassed Endgame, right? In terms of like the time span it's been.
It's close or has already. I thought it was a really fun Spider-Man movie. It just felt like the comics I would read as a kid, where it's just kind of like just dealing with a small. It wasn't how all superhero movies are now, like a beam coming out of the sky or them getting an orb or whatever the joke is. This was just like, it was just Spider-Man dealing with more localized issues and his own inner demons.
Yeah.
Like a good classic Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I thought it was really fun.
I agree. And this is my hot take. I think, and I'm going to go on record saying this, it's the best live action Spider-Man movie. I think all of them. I think
Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
I think he solidified himself.
I know a lot of people disagree with that.
People are very Toby.
But that's just because of. I think it's because of nostalgia.
I agree. I think the common argument, like people say that Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man, but then Tom Holland was the best both. And I don't know. It kind of made... Actually, I'm not going to spoil anything from the movie. It was a great movie. If you haven't seen it by now, you should probably watch it. But I just think that, one, Tobey Maguire looked way too old to be Spider-Man. It's like, there's no way that guy is in high school. Andrew Garfield, I'm like, he's too handsome, I think. I was like, there's no way this guy's some nerd that no one cares about. Like, there's no way. He was a fantastic Spider-Man, but his movies weren't that good. And I think people who are coming out of the woodwork saying that, oh, these were always the best Spider-Man movies. Like, no, they weren't. You were never defenders of the Spider-Man movie. I think some people hate what's popular so much sometimes that they, like, I can't stand that. I can't, like, it's okay. I don't think you should like things because they're popular, but you shouldn't like things just because they're popular. Mm-hmm. If you like it, you like it. But I don't know. I think the people who are saying they liked Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies are lying. But
Electro was so cool.
Yeah, like Jamie Foxx. Yeah, because that's what all nerdy people look like is Electro before he turned. I forgot that his whole thing was electric eels.
Yeah.
Who would win if I Electrode or Mr. Electric from Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
I mean, probably Electro, but
I don't know. Mr. Electric has the size.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. No, without spoiling anything, I do think it's the best live action Spider-Man. I still think the Spider-Verse movies are better Spider-Man movies, in my opinion. My favorite. My favorite thing, though, is that director is directing the live action Naruto movie that's coming out whenever. Mm-hmm. And we talked about this. Someone pointed this out on TikTok that the sound effect. This is from the trailer, so I'm not going to spoil anything. The sound effect of when the people are getting possessed or unpossessed from the trailer, it's in the movie as well, is the same sound effect as Naruto Ninja Storm when you press the pause menu. And I can't unhear it, and I'm pretty sure it's the same sound. I don't know if it's a callback or if it's just fully... Just
like a coincidence.
Yeah. But there was the Naruto poster in the background of one of the scenes.
Yes.
That's definitely a call out. I'm very excited about that.
And it seems like the director is excited too, which...
Yeah. I have a lot of faith in the live action Naruto movie. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I think it was really good. Yeah.
Another movie that only I've seen is the new Last Airbender movie.
I still need to watch it, dude.
So, because I don't know if you knew, but it got fully leaked like a month ago.
I did know that. How does that happen? Like, do you think it was purposely leaked?
I don't know, because I avoided everything because I didn't want it spoiled, because I wanted to go through like the official channels because I wanted to support like the Avatar team.
Fair.
So I don't know. I've heard some people say that it was like one of the people that worked there, or that I was like a fan that hacked in. I don't know how, but it was just it in its entirety. So I've been off of social media for a bit. The movie is out on Paramount Plus, and I think it's also on Amazon.
You got to buy it on Amazon though.
But it's really freaking good. It's hand drawn, just like the good old days.
Good Lord intended.
And it's a movie. It's Aang and Team Avatar, and they're in like their prime. They're like in their mid-20s and stuff like that. And it's just like a new adventure. You don't really have to be keeping up with everything to know what's going on. We've had several movie nights with random people of varying degrees of Avatar knowledge. Everyone seems to think it's really good. The only comment I've heard is that a lot of people are distracted at just how attractive everyone is. Aang has never looked better.
He's like super buff, right?
Oh, Aang is so.
I'm gonna, the crowd can't see this, but I need to look it up.
Yeah, but you can look it up.
Let's see here. All right.
Avatar Aang movie
body.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
This isn't good.
Nope, I'm seeing the kid. That's not good. All right.
Oh, wait.
Is this right here?
That's our guy.
Oh, man. Zooey Mama. That's crazy. I'll put a picture on the video, everyone. Wow.
We'll find a better
No,
one.
buff.
Well, everyone is just very
like before he can do chin-ups.
buff in it.
The freak is that?
We're getting distracted.
Yeah, sorry.
But I think it's a really good movie. And even if you haven't been keeping up with stuff, like if you didn't watch Korra, if you didn't watch the live action stuff, the comics, books, there's so much stuff in the Avatar universe. I think if this was the only one you watched, it feels like a really just faithful follow-up and love letter to... Just, back in the day when you were on your Nintendo Wii on the Netflix app watching Avatar: The Last Airbender,
I think you were the only person that used the Netflix.
There's no way.
Wii.
There's no way.
If you guys watched the Nintendo Wii,
no, it was one of the most popular. There's no way. My kindred spirits out
How
there.
many? If any of you guys watched Netflix on the Nintendo Wii, please comment down below so that Parker feels like he has some support.
Either way, it's a great movie.
I'm excited to watch it. I just didn't want to pay the $4 to watch it yet, but I spent that money on other things, like things I don't use currently.
That's fair. Fair.
The last thing that we partook in this week was we went to our first Banana Ball game, which if those of you, if you haven't looked at Banana Ball, the Savannah Bananas are kind of the popular one. They don't even perform. They're so popular now that they don't even perform in minor league baseball stadiums like they have here in Utah. They only perform in MLB, Major League. Then they sell out all the time. But we got to watch two of the other teams. We got to watch the Party Animals versus the Firefighters. For those of you who don't know what Banana Ball is, it is, if you know what the Harlem Globetrotters are in basketball, it's just baseball, but everything is the performance. They're actually playing baseball, though.
It's not, because I thought it was more, I thought it was like just Harlem Globetrotters, but it's more like it's a different kind of sport that really gives you a lot of opportunities to play the game really fast, and also there's an environment of like showmanship, like tons of...
They're dancing. One of the first base umpire is a ninja. Was he a ninja?
He was a ninja at ours too.
Yeah, so he does backflips every time, or she, I'm not sure. They're wearing a mask, I have no idea. They're doing backflips. The teams have walkout songs for the players, and they have a whole choreographed dance. They bring out a bunch of props. They have people in, like, the mascots are running around on the field while people are playing. They're interacting with the crowd. It is like such a fun environment. And I grew up playing baseball. I watched a lot of baseball growing up. My mom's a diehard baseball fan. Where I'm from in Arizona, there's this thing called spring ball. In baseball, that's when the teams have like their practice season, and so spring ball is played in Arizona, and so all the baseball is very big in Arizona. We get to watch a lot of it, and football is my sport, and I don't actually love watching baseball, but Banana Ball was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. The day that we went, it was pouring down rain, and so it was delayed an hour and a half. It was freezing. I didn't dress for the weather, but it was still the end. They still did a good job of keeping the crowd entertained. I think the way they time the pauses in the game and like the events that happen and stuff, I think they did a good job of timing it out so that they kind of rehype the crowd back up.
Yes.
When the game's kind of at a lull.
And there's 11 rules that kind of differentiates Banana Ball. I don't remember which rule this is, but like one of the main ones is that it's it's 2 hours, or when the innings are finished, whichever comes first.
Yeah.
Which is also which is also nice because some baseball games can go on for hours, but this one you just know like it's a bunch of action. The first, we'll go through all 11 really quick. The first one is that the way you get points is that like if you win an inning, you get that point. So whichever team gets the most points in that inning gets 1 point. So it's really basically only like 9 points available.
Yeah. And the visiting team, one thing that's important is that the visiting team, like they have these things called trick plays, which some people do like backflips when they catch the ball, or when they have a pop fly, they hit the ball in the air and then someone else catches it, or they put it between their legs before they throw the ball to the first base to get the out. If the visiting team has more of those trick plays, at the end of the game, if it's tied, the the visiting team gets an extra point, and that's kind of one of the tiebreakers.
I'm sure they explained what the trick plays were. I did not realize that.
Yeah, that's something this? That. So that's why like sometimes they did like everything but throw the ball to first base, or if they sometimes they messed up and so the ball didn't get they didn't get the trick play. The reason why that's important though is that the last inning. So when time. If 2 hours hit before the 9 innings are up, that inning that they're currently playing, they still finish that inning. So it still can go past 2 hours, but every run counts at that point. So the rule about winning the innings doesn't matter. It's just every run. So that way that there's always a way to come back and win the game for people.
So yeah, innings are what gets points. 2 hour limit is the second rule. The third rule is that batters can't step out of the batter's box. Fourth rule is that there's no bunting. Fifth rule is that batters can steal first.
So I know you don't.
Sports. But I was like,
so a lot of these things. So the batter's box is that little square right next. Well, so when they're standing there, a lot of times in actual baseball, people step outside the box and they do a couple practice swings. There's a lot going on. There's like a lot of people like making signs, and it kind of goes into the no bunting rules that they're looking at their coaches. There's different like you might see the players doing different hand motions, and that's everyone's communicating via those hand motions. Batters can't do that in banana ball. They have to stay there at the plate, and they can't bunt it. And bunting means that when you kind of
like
hold,
below, like
you kind of just like the ball's like dribbling like in front of you a little bit, and then stealing first. And so in baseball, you can steal every other base pretty much. That's pretty much just like running before the ball's hit and then trying to get to the base. And like that's why sometimes you see the catchers throw the ball after the pitch and stuff. Stealing first in banana ball means that sometimes the batter can just start running towards first base, and they don't do it a lot because they're going to get out. But sometimes it's a good idea for them to do it if the pitcher throws the ball and it goes past the catcher and it's like rolling behind them a little bit. The batter could just drop the bat and just book it.
Okay.
The next thing is that there's no walks in banana ball,
which is usually when you get
4 balls.
4 balls.
Yeah, and usually that means the batter can just go straight to first. Well, instead, what happens is that if the pitcher throws 4 balls, the catcher throws the ball to the next baseman, and everyone that's on the defending team has to touch the ball, and the batter can just run around the bases, run as many bases as they want until the team finishes catching all the ball. Like everyone touches the ball. I think when we went, the batter was able to make it a second, but most of the time they end up just going to first. But it is a way to kind of keep the team engaged a little bit. This last rule is no mound visits from the coach, catcher, or any other player.
So just no one can go to the dude.
Yeah, so that's really important. So the coach can't go and like give pointers to the pitcher, but most importantly is that sometimes in baseball, some drama ensues where the pitcher hits the batter with a baseball, or almost does, and the batter charges the mound and tries to fight the pitcher. The most fun rule is that foul balls, if it's caught by a fan, it's an out, which is super cool.
But it has to be like a clean.
Yeah,
catch.
You can't bobble the catch. You have to firmly catch it. So no one caught it the day I went. They kept bobbling it, but that's the fun one. Wow, this one's a long one.
We can.
Yeah, there's another.
You can discover the rest of them when you go to it yourself.
Here's the fun one though. The golden batter rule. This one wasn't explained very well. I had to look it up later. Both teams are allowed to introduce a golden batter at any point in the game, and it's someone that's not on the team that bats for them. And so, or it doesn't. They can still be on the team, but they pretty much put a batter in. Some teams have put like famous celebrities in. or like a famous baseball player. I've heard that they've bringing people from the crowd to come bat for them. So it's kind of a fun rule. So it's like a way for just to introduce cameos and stuff. Banana Ball is fun though. I wish that. I hope it comes to Utah more often. If anyone from Banana Ball is listening to, please come to Utah more often. I think that the weather definitely dampened, no pun intended, dampened the mood this time around.
I'll also say it's very. It feels like if ADHD and TikTok were turned into a sport, because something is always happening. They change the songs on an average of every 20 seconds. It's because we were timing it out. And, like, you can be watching the game and you, like, look to the side and, like, the mascot is doing a backflip off of a ladder. Or, like, someone's, like, running on the roof. Or, like, at one point, like, one of the team members just got on an electric scooter and just went around the field for no reason.
Dang. It was still super wet, so I think there was a lot of things that they had to tone down a little bit. Did they play the Limp Bizkit game?
No.
So, the day that we went, they had 4 guys with their shirts off from the crowd, and they had 2 of the guys lined up a little bit down the field a little bit, and they were going to race. The other 2 guys, their partner, were laying on their backs with like a biscuit on their chest, on their stomach, and the first 2 guys ran over to them, laid on top of them, and they had to roll and keep the biscuit between them, and the losing team had to eat the winning team's biscuit. So it's just disgusting. And it was... Sorry, go ahead.
When we went, because they basically like do a skit, like because every team player and every like umpire and everything's very showman-y or whatever. And one of the bits that they did while the teams were changing is they had a twerk competition.
Oh no! What the heck?
And the winner was a 70-year-old.
As it should
be.
Still got it.
Still got it.
Those hips don't lie. Am I right, everyone?
They also brought a motorcycle out on the field.
Man, they had the rain really affected ours, I feel like.
I don't know if it was the golden batter, but I think it was just a random member of their team. He was up to bat, and he showed up in a motorcycle, and everyone was freaking out, and then he got out and he struck out.
It's just fun. I think if I were a college baseball player, and I knew that playing in the major leagues was off the table, or like I really didn't want to make a career, I think getting into Banana Ball...
Do you hear how much they make?
How much do they make?
$100,000.
Dude, that's a nice life. You go there, you play the game you love, you make $100,000.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I know that the major league players are making millions of dollars.
Sure.
But to play the game you love, if you know, like a lot of sports, a lot of athletes, it kind of ends in college, if that.
Yeah.
If you even make it to college. For most of us, it ended in high school. You know, I think I was talking to some of our friends that we went to the game with, and there's just a lot of like baseball purists that are like, "Oh, this is bad for the sport." I disagree. I think it's very good for the sport.
Fun.
I think, especially in Utah, because we don't have a major league team here, there are probably a lot of people that went and watched baseball for the first time that have never watched baseball before. Granted, it was Banana Ball, but I think it's great for the sport. I think just the same way I think that every form of basketball, every form of football, I think it's all good for the sport. I think you play the sport as long as you can, or you enjoy it as long as you can, because, you know,
I've heard some people point out that, because baseball, very popular in Japan. I feel like Banana Ball could do pretty well.
We were talking about like Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
I feel like Banana Ball needs to go international. I'm sure there's talks about it.
I'm sure it would be
Japanese
would be
team.
Awesome.
Gosh,
that'd be so awesome.
That'd be so cool. Some J-pop or something.
Or just even like you take the energy of like their game shows and stuff and just like anything like. It would be absolute insanity.
Well, okay, begs the question now. What sport do you think would benefit from having a Banana Ball, Harlem Globetrotter-like environment?
Hockey.
I was thinking hockey. Can you imagine Disney on Ice but hockey? Like, I feel like that'd be... hockey was one I was thinking of. Football... I feel like football you could do.
I mean, honestly, like, I think every sport could.
Every sport... I feel like every sport should get into it.
Golf? I don't know what that would look like.
I feel like you could do golf.
I feel like do everything.
I feel like golf, but like you're allowed to like heckle the golfers.
One of the
culture of golf is so stupid to me. You can't heckle. Every other sport has hecklers, and you have to deal with. Same with tennis. Like you have to. Tennis is one. Can you imagine just trick shots the whole time? Like pickleball.
Yeah.
I feel like every sport needs to get in on this.
One of the Savannah Bananas, which is I think like the biggest team.
Yeah.
Is going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, no way!
I think it's the one that he always sings like the national anthem. He has like he sings a lot, and that's like his.
Interesting.
It's,
That's pretty
could
cool.
be
Let us
fun.
know. Wait, what sport is next in terms of entertainment style? They should do wrestling. No kidding. That's already thing. Speaking of sports, this is kind of a bittersweet episode for me because of what I know or what was going to happen at the end of this episode.
Yes.
I thought this would be a fun conversation. So at the end, so Parker doesn't play football. We're actually going to have some episodes coming up where I explain a lot of football to Parker and how it works, how the sport works. I
sports
love
ball.
football. Go sports ball. I love football. Every year since high school, I've been playing fantasy football with my friends from high school. Shout out to any of you guys that are listening to this right now. For those of you who are into fantasy football, who are keep up with social media, you know that a popular thing in fantasy football is a punishment for anyone who gets last place in their league. And unfortunately, last season I got last place. And the way that my friends do it, our league does it, is that whoever wins the championship gets to decide the punishment for the loser, who happened to be me this year. The funny thing is that the guy that won our league this year, someone that I actually have never met him before. I have no idea. I've only talked to him on the phone once.
What a great
It's
first
just like
impression.
yeah, we've been like I've been graduated from high school for 10 years now, and we've introduced more people into the league. I have no idea who the guy is. I have never met him before. I just seen pictures of him. And so his punishment, though, for me, was I had to eat a can of surströmming, which, for those of you who don't know, is fermented fish that's stored in a can for who knows how long. So much so that it bulges, and apparently it smells like rotten eggs. It tastes disgusting. And my punishment is I have to eat a can of surströmming at the end of this. So after this episode, me and Parker's gonna try a bite of it. I'm gonna eat.
I just want to know what it's like.
Yeah, I have to eat a can of it. I'm gonna eat as much as I can. I can't. Wow, so that's how nervous I am to eat it. I have to eat an entire can of it. I'm only gonna do as much as I'm physically able to because I hear it's bad. Luckily for me, the guy that won the league was merciful and that he's letting me have the traditional sides that come with surströmming. It's Scandinavian, I believe, but it comes supposed to be with the Scandinavian flatbread, boiled potatoes, sour cream, and red onion, and then sometimes chives. I didn't have this Scandinavian fry bread, flatbread, so I just got naan.
Okay, I guess I saw the sides. I was like, that looks a lot like naan, but okay, I guess
it's naan. That's the best I could do. I was trying to find pita bread, which is closer, but it's plain naan. I didn't get garlic naan. I'm trying to eat it, and the first bite I take has to be just the pure surströmming. I was watching some videos before this, and people were throwing up in their car. The smell was that bad. I hear that the smell is worse than the taste. I'm hoping.
I have heard. I don't know if this would be acceptable for your punishment, but I've heard that the traditional way you're supposed to eat it is by plugging your nose. So that's probably what I'm going to do.
Yeah. So Parker's gonna try a bite, but then we're gonna have a video posted. If we had a Patreon, this would be a perfect thing to put on the Patreon, but we don't because we're small. And if you guys watch more, maybe we'll have a Patreon. Not to villainize,
Not to put it on them.
Yeah, not to put it on you guys or anything. I'm sorry, guys, that was rude of me. But I thought it'd be funny to talk a little bit about some of the fantasy football punishments that I've seen on the internet. And then maybe pose the question to you while I talk about this. It's like, what would you, if you won the league and you had to decide what the punishment was, what would be your punishment? A really popular one on the internet is that people go to, it's mostly Waffle House, but any 24-hour breakfast place will do. And you have to stay there for 24 hours. And the only way that you can lower your
miserable.
time, the only way you can lower the amount of time you have to stay there is that every waffle you eat, or pancake, or whatever, you lower your time by an hour. So you can see in there for, a very short amount of time if you can stomach that many waffles.
Oh, that's miserable.
And you just stay there. And so that's a really popular one. One I just saw recently that it's like cracking me up is that you play this. I feel like you would die if you had to do this. You play 18 holes of golf with a random group of people, but you don't have a golf ball. So you have to, you swing, and then you're just like, you like look like you're actually playing something, but there's nothing there, and you're just kind of being obnoxious to the people that are... One that I also think that I would hate is that these groups sign their friend up for a bodybuilding competition, and he doesn't do bodybuilding. So
That's so
this scrawny kid just like flexing. That'd be... I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Some that our friend group did. The guy that, it's funny, the guy that actually gave me the punishment, he lost one year, and he had to eat his age in eggs for a day, which, we're in our 20s. It doesn't sound like it would be that hard, but I don't know this person, but it's like, I guess the sodium makes it so hard to eat the eggs throughout the day. And so he had to eat his Asian eggs. I think at the time he was 26. So 26 eggs in one day. Another guy had to take a body pillow of a scantily clad anime girl, and he had to take it on a date to Buffalo Wild Wings. Unfortunately, all my friends live in Arizona, so I wasn't able to be there for this. But they all sat at one table, and he had to sit at a different one. Yeah, those are just some of the fun ones. So my question to you is: if you theoretically played fantasy football, and you got to decide the punishment for last place, what would you pick as your punishment?
If the person had a fear of water, and I think most people in the world have a fear of water.
Like what kind of, like the ocean? Or
yeah, scared of the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
I have that fear.
Yeah,
for sure.
so like if it was you, I would sign you up for a shark cage.
Oh.
You'd have to go to it.
I didn't know where this is going. I'm like, we're just gonna leave you straight into the ocean. It's like, oh, shark cage one. See, that could be a two-edged sword though, because the way we do it is that whoever picks the punishment also has to provide the means of the punishment, unless the punishment is.
I mean, everyone would have to go in on it.
Yeah, but it becomes a vacation. That'd be a fun if you and your friends had money.
If they're definitely scared. Another one, you just have to put your leg in a box of wet concrete and let it solidify, and then you'd have to like use a hammer and chisel to break it.
They're gonna have permanent damage to their leg. That's gonna peel off the skin. I saw the episode. You're just thinking. I thought one that would be so funny is that you have to run into a wall as fast as you can twice. Or someone said like you have to do 10 belly flops. Just something so. If I ever win the league, I thought about just doing something so like simple, just like, oh yeah, I just want you to run into that wall as fast as you can. Or like I don't know, it's just for the while I always thought, because my friends aren't members of the church, I always thought it'd be funny if they have to take all the missionary discussions. But then I realized like I kind of have to like be involved in that, and that requires more work for me, so I decided I'm not going to do that. I don't want to waste the missionaries' time either. But yeah, so after this,
you have to be this is terrible. You had to like become a substitute teacher, and then I had to like I'd have to relate every lesson to like anime or something.
I saw one where it's like you have to do like a stand up, like an open mic night.
Oh, that's so bad.
I think one too that'd be funny is if you can somehow convince a local high school to let you sing the national anthem. Like that, they sing the national anthem for like the random 8th grade like basketball game at some random middle school. I also thought one that'd be funny is like you have to get up inside of In-N-Out, because that's like it's usually pretty packed inside, and you have to start singing "Happy Birthday" as loud as you can. And you can't stop. Like whether or not people join in, you have to keep singing.
I hate that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like if I were punishing you, I would put you in a room like this basement and just play ASMR and put you in a straitjacket.
Hate
and
that.
you have to sit there for an hour.
Or it's just like people eating. It would be the Peter meme where he's just like,
Or another one I've seen is like you have to do like a lemonade stand or something like that, and you have to make like a certain amount of money before you can stop. Maybe like a bucket and drumsticks.
You have to take down a drywall, but with your head. You can only use your head. So you have to be careful, because sometimes there'll be a wood beam behind it. So you have to be careful. Like you had to like softly and then like.
You know what? I don't know why that reminded me of this, because I saw someone on TikTok. This guy on TikTok just does this, but he takes like a piece of floss, a giant bowl of just Red Bull or some kind of drink, and then he like drinks the whole bowl by just dipping the floss in, and then he does it until the bowl's gone. Their punishment is you have to finish the bowl via the floss or the toothpick.
That.
Yeah, it'll take forever. So many fun ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I never win though. I'm really bad at fantasy football. It's funny because I love football, and I suck at fantasy football. This is weirdly enough though. This is the first year I've gotten last place, and yeah, I have to eat this freaking can of surströmming. So tune in, follow, like, and subscribe to our page to try to see us eat some surströmming, and then mostly watch me eat surströmming. I'm gonna do a little bit of ASMR, and I have to eat the whole can. I'm gonna eat as much as I physically am able to. Yeah, I don't know. Parker, any last words before we head out? Before we go eat this nasty thing?
Just try it out yourself.
Hey, it's only $80.
It could be good.
It cost him $80 to send it to me. So all that just to suffer. If I had to buy it for myself, that would be really annoying. Mm-hmm. But I'll give a shout out to Kyle. You'll probably never watch this. We don't know each other, so thanks for nothing, dude. Yeah, I don't even know you, and you're making me torture myself a little bit here. But anyways, guys, watch Spider-Man. Watch the new Avatar movie. Check out Banana Ball if it's coming to you, and order some surstroming. Yeah. Anything else?
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Hey, love you guys. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys next time on Side Tangent. This is my fantasy football punishment. Shout out to Kyle, who I've never met in person, and I don't know him personally, for deciding this punishment for me. For anyone watching this right now, this is why you try and you actually do your research when you play fantasy football, because then you avoid eating things like surstroming. For those who don't know, surstroming is fermented fish from Europe somewhere, I think Scandinavia. My punishment is I have to eat this entire can. I am going to eat as much as I physically can. And I'm allowed to eat it with traditional sides that come with surstroming, like diced red onion. I got some boiled potatoes here, sour cream, and it comes with this traditional Norwegian flatbread. I didn't know where that was. Couldn't find it, so I just got regular naan. So I apologize. Hope that's acceptable. I have my friend Parker here in the background here. He's gonna try a bite. Hope that's okay with you guys. Oh, I might need something else. Alright. I was not expecting that. Yeah, it smells just like you'd think it would. It smells like rotten eggs. Can you smell from there?
Yeah, I can smell.
Yeah, that's... There you go. Finally. Making some progress here. It helps when the can isn't bulging from all the fermentation to open it. FYI, if you guys decide to do this again, just some of the thing that's still attached. There you go.
You can probably use the scissors for this bits too.
Good idea. I boiled the potatoes for 20 minutes, like the internet said. Alright. Whoa. Hey. I'm not gonna lie, I think this might be from like... I think it might be rotten.
Wait, really?
Because it's supposed to be whole fish. There's like nothing in here. These are just bones.